Okay, so good morning, y'all. I'm inside of my vehicle. I kept my baby home today with me. He's over here sleeping. I didn't want to take him to the daycare because yesterday when I went to go drop him off to the daycare, everything seemed fine and normal. And she was telling me about how he's behaving in the class in the daycare center, and because he have autism, right? But when I went to go pick him up, she seemed to have an attitude for no apparent reason. And I went to go pick him up. I grabbed him from her. I said thank you. And then normally she said bye, XYLO. But I told XYLO to say bye to her, and she didn't say anything. She kept talking to the other parents, like ignoring. But I knew that she was ignoring me because she seemed very irritated, because she have done that multiple times to me. And I know why she's doing it, because she's a mind reader, just like my child's father is. They all have psychic abilities. These are people I have seen before. These are people that my child's father had let me know that he knows them subliminally. They smile behind my back and this and that. I want to make a whole entire video with me talking about everything about the beginning to the end, because I have no family. I'm reaching out to my mom and my dad. My mom is not in a position to help out, but because her boyfriend, she's lived with her boyfriend who is also holding her back, supposedly. My dad, he just straight up ignored me. He had so much to say back then when I wasn't leaving the situation, when I wasn't leaving my child's father before he became my child's father. And I was staying around him, and when being abused mentally, emotionally, and physically. And they had so much to say back then. They want to intervene and say, oh, get away from him, this and this and this and that. But now that I am getting away from him, no help to be found. Why? Because I'm snitching on everybody that I know who's involved, who participated, what I've seen around people. My father is one of those people that I've seen strange activity, especially with his family as well. They coming off as if they have psychic abilities as well. Because they set me up. They set me up. My family, along with his family, and their occult members who are not bloodlines, which is white people, Spanish people, Africans, and so on. They all set me up. They are a big gigantic occult. I was told that they was inside of a occult, but I wouldn't have known how big the cult was if I never kept sitting around and kept trying to put the puzzles together on who set me up. But the last thing I need to find out is who set me up to rob my grandmother's bank account. I don't know if it was my mom and my sister, or my sister alone, or my mom. But I do know somebody close to me has set me up, and then try to cover it up, because they know if I was to get in trouble for robbing my grandmother's bank account, they are also going to get in trouble as well. So you can't just leave them out, because it was never my idea to get the money out, and the money was never being taken out for my own personal reasons. It was being taken out for my mother's personal reason, because she had the right to get the money, and she asked me to get the money according to her and my system. And stories have been told differently so many times. That's why I said I want to go from the beginning, because my child father have something to do with it. Because that's why I've been punished illegally and silently for it. Because I only been around his family. I've been isolated from my family for a very long time. And I've been around his family, and they've been punishing me silently, illegally, with other people, making me jobless and homeless, treating me bad, lying, saying they gave me a place to live when they didn't give me a place to live, when they was treating me awfully there at times, when he get mad at me, when we go to like McDonald's or something, he will only buy himself something because he feel that I'm not gonna I don't deserve anything. But whenever I have money, I share my money. Like there was a time period, like there was like within the second year of our relationship, I had ended up getting a job at a hospital that also tortured me, that he also worked at too, because I supposedly have a fake got him in because he already knew those people. Those are people that I have served at McDonald's from 2005 to 2000, from 2009 to 2014. But what I was getting ready to say, yeah, when I was working at the hospital and he was out of work for a minute before he started working at the hospital with me, I was sharing my checks with him. I've been breaking my checks with him because like for a year already, although I was living with him and he was spending money on me and stuff like that, it wasn't because he was doing it for a good reason. He was doing it because he was working with the government, the police, and the courthouses and stuff to try to get me locked up illegally, trying to set me up on a robbery. And you couldn't do that because then my mom and my sister have to go down, and they don't want to take Arisha down or my mom down, or it could have just been a setup in between. That's why I said I know somebody had to set me up. I do know other family members are involved in it, unless Tavis and his occult members, they try to paint it away as if my mom and them try to set me up the whole time. They was in on it in the background, setting me up to make it look like, oh, everybody blaming me for robbing my grandmother's bank account, when the whole time it wasn't actually a robbery. That's why I need him in trouble, because he conspired against me. I do know that for a fact. But yeah, I was breaking my checks with him, and I was paying his phone bill just like he paid my phone bill. But then he's a narcissist. He turned around, flipped the story, and said I threatened him to stop paying his phone bill if he didn't stop talking to a girl that he was talking to at the time period, that he would talk to morning, night, and afternoon. And my thing is, I never said that to him. But my thing is, even if I was to say that to you, why would that even matter? Because you shouldn't be talking to another female, especially if I'm in a relationship with you and I'm paying your phone bill just like you pay my phone bill. And I was not talking to no other guy. Now, coming into the relationship, I have asked him. That's why I said I want to make a big video, a long video, explaining everything. Could we hang out with the opposite sex? Because, men, they like to lie and say they're not hanging out with this person, that person. He said, yeah. Okay? And I think also I asked this because he had already, when I started talking to him, he was talking to two twins, sisters. And one had sent her he was talking to them as if he had been communicating to them. But he was telling me, I saw the message, I think. I gotta go back. He was telling me, he told me that he didn't talk to them because they were too young, and he was waiting to them to turn of age. That's what he told me. And so I ended up asking him, can we hang with the opposite sex? Because I had a friend at the time, was a male who I was hanging with before him, that I met through my old boyfriend, and we became supposedly best friends, but he wasn't my best friend at the time. I was just calling him my best friend, but he wasn't a best friend. He was just someone just keep trying to just be irritating, and I didn't like him. But he said yeah, so that's the only time I hung out with somebody the opposite sex, because it was a proof that we could hang out with the opposite sex and hang with friends. Okay. But other than that, and I was talking to a guy that I never seen before, that I met through another guy that I used to talk to, that we became friends, but I never seen him in person, just talked to him online. I eventually cut him off. And that was basically it, to be honest. Another guy reached out, that was my old best friend, boyfriend, but I no longer talk to her, And only thing, I wish I still had my phone from back then. The only thing we ever conversated about was talking about the Bible. And I been knew him before Tavis too. All these guys I been knew before Tavis, just like Tavis knew all the girls before me. But the only difference is between me and Tavis, I actually cut them off. And I actually only hung out with one of them because, well, two of them. One, I hung out while I was with Tavis because he was my friend. I was already hanging out with him. But I ended up cutting him off because he was becoming irritating. And the other guy that I hung out with him before I met Tavis. But I haven't seen him in a while. And then the other guy I never seen at all. But because I have to say this, because Tavis, he likes to play the innocent role and make it look like, oh, you was doing this and you was on, when it's absolutely not the truth. The truth is, Tavis was talking to this girl named Alexandra Jenkins, who resided in Greenboro, Maryland. She's now living in Laurel, Maryland. And he's been talking to her way before I got in a relationship with him. And when I got with him, he told me, he was talking to her at one point, but he told me before that, before I got in the picture, he wasn't talking to her for a whole entire year, right? But when I got in the picture, he was talking to her, and he's been talking to her ever since I've been dating him. So I've been dating him since 2014 up until 2020, I would say 24. Of course, I was around him this year, 2025, beginning, because we supposed to be trying to whatever this is. But there's a reason why I did what I did. That's why I said I want to tell the whole entire story, because he's been trying to kill me along with his occult members and other people involved, trying to kill me and my baby. And he's trying to take the trouble off of him and make it look like that's not what he's been doing, when it is actually what he's doing. And he's in on trying to kill me. So he was talking to that girl the whole entire time I've been dating him, and I asked him multiple times to cut her off. They trying to triangle me. I watch a lot of people talk about narcissists and how narcissists trap people when they already in polygamy relationships and stuff like that, and pretending to not to be in one. Like he's trying his hand to get off of child support. And I sometimes believe he could have another child out there, but as far as I know, you don't have another one. And if the courts ask me if you have one, I'm going to say no, because I don't care about the other kids. Why? Because that don't got nothing to do with me. You shouldn't lie and say that you don't have kids and then turn around and treat me and my son terribly and act like you actually care about your child when you're only trying to do extra. He started doing extra when he was on child support. Every time I go file for child support, he starts to do extra, like trying to help out more. But when I'm not filing the papers, or it's not in progress or anything, you wanna tell me, oh, it's a personal problem for me to take care of my child, this and that. But the last time I went through it, and I'm staying on it, because I'm not about to have him get off of child support and he's not helping me the way I need to be helped. Like, I was just around him and he told me, I'm going to stay poor. I'm not going to get this. I'm not going to get that. This the same stuff he was saying back then when we was living in the same household. Every time I don't want to live with him, every time I don't want to be in a relationship with him, these are the stories I hear. You going to stay poor. You ain't going to get nowhere. You not listening to me. He act like I'm supposed to worship him like he's a god. This and that. I'm just so sick of it. Staying with someone that long and didn't get anywhere. Someone who set me up and robbed me for thousands of dollars along with his friend. Stole money from me and pretending that he had nothing to do with it. That's why he tried to pay it back. He paid me my $4,000 back that they stole from me in 2019. The guy ended up telling me that was working with him. He told me that he gave Tavis half of the money. So Tavis and him stole $6,000, because Tavis was spending up the extra $2,000 I had left over on cigarettes and beer, and telling me don't worry about it. the guy going to flip the money in the trader's account and give it and make that up. But never did. So stole $4,000, and Tavis ended up paying that back 2 years later. That was in 2019 when he did it. And 2021, he paid me back my money. Or was it 2022? I think it was 2022 he ended up paying me my money back. It was 2022. He stole it in 2019. So 2020, 2021, and 2022. So it's actually 3 years later he paid me my money back. I had to wait 3 years later for my money to get paid back. But then the boy, because I got in connects with the boy, that's why I said I want to tell the story, so y'all won't be confused. So in 2022, I got in connects with the boy, and the boy promised me the same thing, that he was going to help me learn how to trade and stuff like that. And he stole my money again. He stole another $4,000. But it was actually more than that was actually stolen. Because remember, I told y'all they inside of a cult with these companies out here. So it may not look like they might not know these people, but they do know these people. They all read minds. They're all worshiping the devil and Satan. I have seen things that looks abnormal that normal people do not do. So that's how I know that they are worshiping the devil. And I don't want to hear, because Tavis like to say, I'm crazy, I'm losing my mind. He tried to use the fact that my grandmother passed away. And ever since my grandmother passed away, I've been paranoid. No, I have not. Ever since my grandmother passed away, and ever since I got in connection with you, bad things been happening that seems very strange and not normal. When I first got with Tavis, one of the first things he said to me was, everybody we went to school with, they lost their souls, or their souls were lost, or something he said to me, which is some devilish stuff. And what I have experienced since I've been with him, and since I've been living a terrible life, these people are worshiping the devil. Some people say the devil is the government, Satan is the government. I do sometimes believe in that, but they are worshiping a bad thing that is not normal, and that is not of a real God. So, and having psychic abilities according to the Bible, because I don't believe in the Bible as much. I believe history is written differently. Psychics are bad people. And these psychics out here are doing bad things. They purposely making people homeless. This is stuff that I was told out their own mouth. They take people kids for a living. Take it from the mom. Vice versa, the dad. If the dad was one of us, not one of them, they'll take it from the dad. Or they will make the mother, vice versa. If the dad was one of us, like a normal human being, they will make the mom put the dad on child support. Give him reasons to do this and do that, because you know it's easier for men to want to cheat anyway. But then go take them off for child support. They come back. They got housing. They got food stamps, cash assistance, child support. They got new clothes. They got name brand clothes. How are you able to do that? And I'm not able to do none of that. And I have food stamps. I have child support. I have a part-time job. And I'm still not able to buy myself anything. I make sure I buy my son what he needs and try to keep him up. But I'm not able to do nothing. And this is the result of everything living inside of my car. Because I've been set up, not one time, but multiple times. This was already plotted and planned. That's what was told to me. And I keep reaching out for help, and I cannot get no help. I'm scared. I reached out to the FBI. I noticed that the FBI been following me. And the reason why I started to reach out to the FBI, I should have been reaching out to them a long time ago. Maybe all of this would have been stopped. But I didn't know as much as I know now. But I started reaching out to the FBI because whenever I drive my car on the road, they literally been trying to hit me. And there is cameras on the roads. So that's why I say I need somebody big to get involved so they could pull these cameras and go back and look at the footages. Because you got to have the footages, because people go back from years and months and days and look at old footages, and they be posting the stuff on the news. So I know you got footages. I know you could get those cameras from the highways and stuff like that. Like literally, more than one car was doing that every time I go switch a lane or get over within the same day. Like say right now, I'm on the road driving right now, and I need to get over in my left lane. Here go a car trying to move me real fast out the way, speeding up on me. And then right after that, if I do it again, another car do the same thing. It was like a constant thing all the time, trying to kill me. I was told that they was going to try to kill me. I was told I was threatened. I don't make things up, and I'm not lying about anything I say. I'm telling the truth about everything that I'm saying, and I keep reaching out for help, but no one's here to help me. I reached out to my mom, my dad. My dad has been fake, so fake. I can feel the energy is so fake, because he probably knows that I'm talking about him, but I don't care. And the reason why I'm talking about him, because he's a liar. Because the last time I reached out to him, when I was living with my child's father, when we had our own apartment in 24, and my child's father, he stole 3 months worth of rent from me, because I paid the whole entire rent. He was supposed to pay half. He wouldn't give me his half. So I had to go take him to court to go file a lawsuit against him. And I asked my dad, can he give me some money? Because at the time period, I was trying to get out the apartment, but I couldn't. And he dissed me. He dissed the heck out of me, saying people are living paycheck to paycheck, this and this and that. But any other time, he would tell me before that, if you need anything, just ask me, the whole entire time. But when you see that I'm serious and I put tables on child support and I'm trying to get out away from him, I'm trying to get custody and stuff, oh, it's a whole nother thing. Oh, when I'm snitching on people, spreading stuff around, it's a whole nother story. Spreading diseases. It's a whole nother story. You don't want to help out. But here we are. I'm going to try to make time to go through everything. I'm literally tired. Like extra tired. So I'll see y'all.